So the name of the class is Reason and Revelation, an Introduction to the Philosophy of Religion. And in this class, we've just finished it. In this class, we've been reading the sort of grand texts of the Western philosophical tradition with respect to questions about the existence of God, the problem of evil, what people are meant to do morally in the world. And it takes its point of departure in the 12th century with Anselm of Canterbury and works its way all the way through to 2004 with Jacques Derrida. So the students were very supportive of the endeavor, are very supportive of the endeavor, the notion that we really need to be integrating the social sciences, humanities, and natural sciences with the performing arts on campus. That this is a campus committed to the work of the performing arts, and it doesn't make all that much sense to be separating the two so radically. So just the idea that we were, having a choreographer come into class, especially the sort of dead white guy's philosopher class, was very exciting to them. One of the central things we were trying to get at was the relationship between thought and embodiment, and the way that thinking takes place in an embodied setting.
So dance practice, discipline. Religion takes discipline. Conscious thought, to me, is prayer. Conscious movement, whatever it is, my fingertips are spread, my palms are pressing out through space, is dance. And then all it needs is framing, and then people to watch, and then it's dance. I mean, I don't even need people to watch. I can dance privately. So what we did was an exercise that I call the empathetic crucifix, and we held our arms up like the crucifix as long as we possibly could. You experience fatigue, you experience muscular burning, you experience your mind either focusing on those sensations or getting bored with those sensations. So you have some sort of cognitive wandering going on, and or self-talk. So all of that, it goes under the umbrella, in my mind, of a conscious thought. And how the body is sort of perpetuating and or instigating that thought. In the very end, at 5 minutes, we said stop, and no one had let their arms down. So there was this other principle operating that went unspoken, which was sort of the collective mindset. Nobody wanted to, quote unquote, fail or finish first. So we kind of worked together very unconsciously to sustain this fairly difficult but simple exercise.
I kept feeling like it's heavy, this is feeling really difficult, but I don't want to be the first person. And then I was thinking, well, maybe if I am the first person, then other people will follow quickly, because once somebody goes down, then everybody else is going to feel, oh, no, I'm not the first person, it's okay.
Relations with other people actually strengthens an individual, both mentally and physically, that there are things that communities of people and bodies can do that individual people and bodies can't do on their own. And I think that really drove that home in a really interesting way.
Yeah.
Because there's something about, and I think something very powerful and powerfully disturbing about Western philosophy's exclusion of the body, pertaining to and directly mapping onto Western philosophy's exclusion of women. For a lot of them, they only really understood what it was we were doing 2 weeks ago when we read the work of Lucie Irigaray, who's a French feminist philosopher. And the minute we got into feminism, all of a sudden we were talking about the body, which we hadn't been talking about right all semester. And they thought like, oh, we see what the problem is.
When we first raised our arms, I'm curious if anyone else felt this, but I felt like everyone in the room sort of collectively came into our bodies. And I really felt this really powerful sort of shared silence.
In this leaning towards or straining towards perfection, one of the things that I came to realize was that unity or community was a reflection of that effort. And so people coming together and working together, much like in church, people are doing, they have common beliefs, they want to come together and do it together. There's a power in that relationship, and that is a form of perfection.